Oh, welcome in everyone on a Sunday. I am Jack Neary from Fantasy Farm Sports. This is Greg from Old Gamer GQ. What is going on today, Greg?
Not too much. How's everybody doing? Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. If you are watching or when you do watch, we greatly appreciate you.
Oh, the mothers, right? I'll tell you what. Without the mothers, where would we be?
We all boys, right?
We'd be all daddy boys. Yeah, we'd be all daddy
So,
boys. That's
you know.
right. Be all daddy boys. I'll tell you what. We watched a lot of daddy boy basketball the other day.
Absolutely. Woo! Some good games. Good games.
I mean, we have the scroller down the bottom. We'll start with the first game. All right, let's the Thunder 101, Mavs 105. We're all looking at that. By the way, round of applause for Greg. He does a fantastic job setting all this up. So I just have to read a screen, makes my job a lot easier.
Appreciate it.
No, seriously, it does. I just read a screen and tell you guys scores.
Well, like I said, we're going to be getting better. We're every week we're going to be getting better. A little slow week this week, getting some stuff together, but we're right on the cusp of bringing this podcast to the next level as far as visually and auto stuff.
I just wanted to give you a live shout out.
Audio stuff.
It made me proud. I just went, oh, look at this. I could just read the screen like everybody else is probably doing. And, you put a lot of work in. I appreciate that.
I wish I could have a teleprompter for you, too.
Oh, my God. I couldn't read it, though.
No, you'd go off script too much.
I do. So here's my thing. OKC is a great team. They're a great story. Yes. They've had a fantastic year. Out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth, right? Like, OKC, nobody was predicting OKC.
No, and they're number one seed, by the way.
Yeah, they had an outstanding year, but they're not seasoned enough for the NBA playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Your first look at, we love the GOAT, and it ain't LeBron. But Michael Jordan, it took him some time to learn how the playoffs went.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It took some bumps and bruises along the way before he became what he was. And this OKC team just isn't ready. Can we say that? I mean, Kyrie's been there. Kyrie hit a series-winning shot with the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
Luka's been thrown out of the playoffs a couple times. There's been disappointment already. And OKC, I don't believe, has seen their disappointment yet.
Mm-hmm. With Luka, he's actually playing a lot better defense this year. He talked a few months ago on, I think it was JJ's podcast, about how one of his buddies shot him a text message. And one of it was he was one of the best ISO players, but then when it came to his defense, how far down the list he was. So with him being bounced so early in the playoffs that year, and then plus getting that from his buddy, he made it a conscious effort this year a little bit to play a little bit better defense, which is showing. And when Kyrie buys into the team and buys into what's going on, he's a hell of an NBA player. I mean, you cannot take his talent away. Even though he's a little bit older, you can't take that guy's. When his head is in it, he's still one of the top NBA players when his head is in it. And his head is in it right now. I mean, you heard him in the press conference. He was actually joking around with the reporters. It was funny. It was, he was lighthearted. He wasn't all serious and so in his head so much.
Yeah, when Kyrie went to Boston, it was the weight of Boston on his shoulders. He doesn't like that. Much like when Durant went to Brooklyn, the weight of Brooklyn was on his shoulders. And
well,
then
that's because Kyrie, but Kyrie, he went there and the weight of the Nets was on him because Kyrie was there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he went there being he a Batman and a Robin type deal, or a Batman and a Batman. But he ended up being a Superman that, no sidekick, because either when Kyrie was healthy, his head wasn't in it. And when his head was in it, he wasn't healthy enough to play.
Yeah. And I feel like Durant doesn't relish that Batman role, and neither does Kyrie really. But Kyrie does like the fact that, he likes the freedom Jason Kidd gives him. I'm going to tell you that right now. Jason Kidd just goes, hey, I need a bucket. And Kyrie's like looking at Jason Kidd going, what'd you say? I heard you. It didn't even mean for him to shoot it, but Luka's smart enough to go, Kyrie's got to shoot a couple shots.
Mm-hmm.
And In that game yesterday, I saw something great actually that no one ever does. Kyrie missed a 3-point shot. This guy got the rebound. Kicked back out to Kyrie. He was wide open. And many athletes feel guilty because they missed the first shot and they don't take the second one.
Mhm.
But Greg, he was so wide open. Before I could say shoot it at the TV screen, he shot. I went, you know what? By the way, he still missed it. But you take he missed it, but he was so wide open.
Yeah.
How do you not? You've
You
been
have
sitting
to
there
take it. If
watching
you
TV.
don't take it, it looks bad on you.
Well, but you've been sitting there watching TV. Go, why didn't he take the second? It's because
Yeah.
he was guilty because he missed the first one. But who
Yeah.
cares?
Mhm.
Wide open shots. If
Mhm.
they don't go in, they don't go in. But there was still a wide open shot. I mean,
Mhm.
I've got Dallas in the series. By the way,
I agree. The wild card on that there is, what's his name? Chet Holmgren? Is that his
yeah,
name?
yeah,
Oh, wow. Wow. I haven't watched too much OKC this year, but he had 5 blocks in the first half. I
yeah.
was like,
He's
"Are you kidding? This guy, I know what he was hurt last year, correct?"
yeah,
Yeah. So, jaw dropping some of the stuff I seen this guy doing. For as tall as he is, he's not very big, but he's tall.
yeah,
I'm assuming he's going to add some weight onto him throughout the years. But wow, wow, wow.
yeah. He needs 20 pounds. But if he gets 20
Yeah,
pounds,
yeah.
he
He looks
reminds
like
me
a
of
stick right now.
yeah. He's in the mold of that Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, yeah.
Super
But
thin, can
thinner. But
easily.
he's thinner than Victor.
Yeah,
At
I
least
mean, but they can
visually,
easily
like
find their way to.
I said, he's a toothpick. But like, wow, his movement and his ball awareness and basketball IQ, like it's all there. I couldn't believe some of the plays he was making.
And you know what though? And congratulations to the fans of OKC because they like going. They love great basketball. You could
Hmm.
feel the energy, But I'll
Hmm.
tell you what, the Dallas crowd came too,
Oh, absolutely.
And Jason Kidd just got an extension. I think he found the right place.
Hmm.
Jason Kidd was kind of searching. Luka was kind of searching for help. Kyrie was kind of searching for himself. Now all these guys kind of came together, all wild cards, and they all kind of work.
Yeah, absolutely,
It's kind of a
absolutely.
little interesting, right? Like
Hmm.
all these guys that, everybody was kind of down and maybe out on.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I was out on Kyrie. I'm like,
And we might have been
cancer.
moving
I
Luka.
don't want I don't want him on my team. Um, Luca kind of seemed like all he cared about was offense, 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 and nothing else. So yeah, I mean, I totally get what you're saying.
Mark Cuban finds guys and he goes, "Hey, how about you come over here and we'll try this for a little while.
Hmm.
And if we
Yep.
don't think it's gonna work, well then it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'll try it.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
a mark of a great businessman."
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, it's going
Celtics.
to be a good series, though. It really is. It's going to be a back and forth.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I just think Dallas is more playoff seasoned.
I agree. Uh, yeah. OKC still young. Dallas is more seasoned. A little. I think they're hungrier. They've been there. They had a taste before. Uh,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
yeah,
Luka's
I
been
totally
bounced a
agree.
couple times.
Yeah.
Kyrie's
Yep. Hmm.
Kyrie's an absolute stud. What's our next doc? We have the Celtics 106, Cavs 93.
Yeah.
And daddy, I got a house yesterday. I did. I bet my house on the Celtics. I just think that their talent level is just a little bit better than Cleveland.
Hmm.
Like Cleveland was better than Orlando, but not extremely. And if Tatum shows up, Boston's fine.
They're almost unstoppable when Tatum shows up. When Tatum plays the game that he played, the physical game that he's capable of playing, instead of looking around for a foul and stuff, when he's able to do that, that team's almost unstoppable.
But what drives me nuts is like, when is he not going to? When is he, going to disappear? A lot of times what
That's
Tatum
yeah,
does.
that is the question with him. And it's been the question in the playoffs with him, is that he does disappear. He does get soft at moments and in games.
Yeah, and my greatest fear is that when this Boston team plays the Knicks, because that's where I think it's headed, OG Anunoby is not going to hide from Tatum.
Mhm.
He's not going to hide from him.
No.
And for all the, for all the Doc Rivers was so good. Listen, just understand that Tom Thibodeau was the defensive brain trust of the Celtics when Doc Rivers was there. Tom
Ooh,
Thibodeau has been
okay.
he's been successful many times without Doc Rivers.
Mhm.
Doc Rivers has got his thumb out here looking for another ride every other year.
Yeah.
Not Tom, right? And I just think that like the Knicks have something interesting. And I know that everybody's like, "Oh, Jalen Brunson this, Jalen Brunson that." Dante DiVincenzo thinks he can score.
Mhm.
And he thinks he could score at a your Steph Curry level.
Oh, yeah, he's not afraid to shoot the ball either.
He is not afraid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, that
Cleveland has a couple guys that are afraid.
Mhm.
Boston is not afraid because they've been here before and they've been through wars with Miami. The wars do matter.
Mhm.
Like Andrew Nemmenhard hit a huge three the other night for the Pacers. But that was after 7 passes and at the end of a shot clock, he heaved it.
Mhm. Yeah, that was sick too.
It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
Pacers will not win the series because they're hiding from the basketball.
Mhm.
Whereas DiVincenzo's like, Bruns, I don't know how good you think you are. Give it over.
Mhm.
You, even Josh Hart's averaging 20. And
Yeah.
if you think you're going to own a rebound against them, you're mistaken.
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna happen.
He'll break your arm.
Mhm.
How many break your arm guys do the Celtics have? Because I'm going to tell you, Josh Hart's going to swing his arm once and knock Porzingis out. Porzingis going to be
And
laying on the
Porzingis
ground.
fragile to begin with.
I know he's going to be laying on the ground bloody, and Hart's going to look at the referee like, "What did I do?" And everybody knows what he did, but you're just going to go, "Man, yeah, that was a tie up." But he's going to be laying on the ground. I just think that you need to have a guy in the playoffs that is willing to take and make the shot without begging for fouls.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, because in the playoffs, they're not calling it like they do in the, regular season. They're letting them play.
They are.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to bring this up. Playoff basketball has been confusing for fans. I just, in the regular season, we know what a foul is.
Mhm.
I feel like if you own the NBA package, right before the playoffs start, a pamphlet should come to your house for new rules. Let me know what a foul is. Let me know
Mhm.
what a travel is. Let me know what a carry is. I want to know what I'm watching because I paid for the package. It's
Mhm.
NBA TV.
Yeah.
I need to know
Yep.
what I'm watching because we as fans, we mostly watch regular season games.
Mhm.
Right? There's 82 of them or however many these guys want to play now. And it's been tough in the playoffs. And, us as fans, we all officiate from our couches. I can't tell you how many fouls I call
Mhm.
and I go, they're playing on.
Mhm.
And I like letting them play, by the way. I like
Absolutely.
college basketball. I like letting them bang a little bit. But I'm so very confused from the regular season.
Mhm. Yeah.
And the players are a little bit too.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
No, I totally agree. I mean, but I think that happens in all sports. I mean, even if NFL is like that too. They let them play a little bit more.
And guys, just let me know because I don't have the NFL or NBA package. I don't know if Greg does either.
Not the NBA package. NFL package, I do get. I get that every year, so I could watch my 49ers play.
Okay, and does the NFL send you a pamphlet? I'm just wondering.
No, they do not. They do not. And you do sit there and you scratch your head. But if you've been around the sports long enough, you know that they tend to do that. Now, there's always an exception to the rule, like what was that game 2 of the Knicks Pacers where they called some ticky tack stuff towards the end, that moving screen and you know what I mean? So there
I
is
saw it.
exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, they do let them play. Just like in NFL, they'll let a corner put a couple more hands on you than normal. NBA, they'll let you be more physical than what they normally do. I mean, anybody that's seen the Timberwolves last game, Edwards, when oh my, the physicality he was playing with, I'm like, that's a charge. That's a charge. How is he not? How are they not calling this? Like they're letting him play. Like when you're leading with the shoulder and lifting the guy up that is going against you, to me, that's a foul. That's an offensive foul. But anyways, they're letting them play.
I did see a couple of those. Yeah, and you know, here's why I bet I don't gamble. I tell you guys that all the time.
Absolutely.
Okay, here's a gamble. We stand in our front yard and we bid over houses with cash in our hands. Oh, that's a gamble, right? But a bet is a bank. You getting a loan from a bank, right? And the bank checks out the foundation. They send in their guy that knows about foundations and houses, and then you work on a loan. The bank is betting on that you're going to pay over 30 years on your loan. A gamble is you don't know anything about houses. You're sitting in a front yard with cash. I'll, I'll they're gonna win. I want the house. Remember, we did that a couple years ago, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I like to bet spots. When a coach from the Indiana Pacers named Rick Carlisle sits there and goes, "Yeah, we're gonna send a video tape in after the first game because we got screwed on calls, but we figured we wouldn't because we got calls this game, and we clearly didn't." I'm bringing it up now.
Did you hear how many? 72.
Yep.
72
Yeah.
calls they thought they should have got.
So, but here's the thing. So, to me, if you were, oh, but the Knicks are going to win this game too. Listen. He paid, or he was fined $100,000 by the NBA. But really, what that coach Rick Carlisle did was pay $100,000 to guarantee he would get calls in that game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you don't
Yeah.
believe in that, that's fine. Santa Claus is coming in Christmas, and coal and all that other good stuff. Put your kids to sleep, right? Tooth Fairy's coming. You're all children. But that's the truth, and that's business, and that's how the world works. Sports and everything else. He gave up $100,000 because it's more important for him to be the head coach of what some consider to be the mecca of basketball, Indiana,
Yeah.
right?
Some
He
would.
wants to beat the Knicks that badly. So
Mm-hmm.
he took the fine. Bang, 100K, whatever. Write the check, pal. I want to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat there and I bet my house on it because I thought it was a good spot to bet, not gamble. I like betting spots. You know that, Greg.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, and I agree. I agree. I thought the Pacers were going to come out and win. That, to me, if we had to bet your house, that would have been one of my bets. Absolutely, hands down.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yep.
we would have pushed it forward. I mean, you and I
Oh,
both, we've
absolutely.
been at tables going, all right, let's go. It's time.
Yep.
And by the
Yep.
way, I like to gamble sometimes. I
Mm-hmm.
like to gamble as much as the other guy. But you and I, when we get on pages making money, we make money.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we can
Absolutely.
talk through the games pretty well. And that's why we
Mm-hmm.
run this channel and this network for you guys. So that when we get into hyper NFL season and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. There is you have to have reasons for your picks, reasons for why you think something is going to happen. And it's can't be a gut feeling. Yeah, you know what a gut feeling does? You have an empty bank account. That's what happens.
It ends up with an empty gut. And you're going, I'm so hungry.
Exactly. It's like when I play blackjack. My buddy doesn't like to play blackjack with me because a lot of times I'll hit when I'm not supposed to and I had a gut feeling. Well, you know what usually happens when I have that gut feeling? I bust.
Oh, no one likes a busted gut.
No, and he's looking at me like, "Why are you hitting on like a 15 when they're showing the dealer's showing like I don't know, like a 4 or something?" You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you
It's
shouldn't.
because because I have a feeling, I have a gut feeling. All right, well, how did that work out for you? You know.
How did that work out?
I again, like I said, you go bust.
Got a lot of free nights to stay and lose more money.
I'm not a
That's what
big
happens, though.
blackjack player to begin with, but that's just one thing that I find funny.
No, I
Um,
mean, and it's totally true.
absolutely. So yeah, moral of the story is stay away from gut feelings. Only go with fact-backed bets.
That's what we like. So let's steer away from NBA,
Wait,
right?
no,
Well,
let's talk a little
before
bit
we
more
leave,
about the Celtics Cavs.
oh, you want to talk about Celtics guys? All right,
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. I do think the Cavs are going to win the series hands down, but we
the Cavs,
all of us are no the
Celtics.
Celtics.
Okay,
Yeah, but we all can't dismiss what Donovan Mitchell is doing this series. Are you kidding me? The only reason why the Cavs are even remotely uh, playing all right is because of him. He is unreal. Unreal. Some of the threes he was making yesterday, those step backs. Oh man, he had the defenders off balance. Just he's playing great, great basketball. It's a pleasure to watch. Even though they're losing, it's still a pleasure to watch.
Well, he's sometimes you get big contracts and make big shots. I mean, that's a fact, but he's also sitting there in Cleveland, he's teaching. You could see him teaching
Absolutely.
players. You could see him,
Hmm.
you know, trying to put guys in the right position. Garland's very good as well.
Hmm.
They're just not gonna have enough.
No, and you're right. They don't have enough. But like I said, it's a pleasure to watch what he's doing. It really
Yeah,
is.
Donovan Mitchell's a beast.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I feel like they're 7-point dogs.
Yeah. And let's face it, if the Celtics weren't matching Dirk three-point shots yesterday, because it was a three-point fiasco yesterday. Everybody was hitting threes. So if the Celtics weren't matching it, this would be a different score.
Yeah.
It definitely would be a different score. I mean, even with the way Tatum was playing, with his physicality, if they weren't able to match those threes that the Cavs were hitting, it would definitely be a different score.
6 or 7 games.
I think 6. I just I'm with you. I don't think the Cavs just have enough. I think they'll pull out another win. But yeah, I think it's in 6.
Yeah, I feel like the Cavs go down 3. No, you know what? The Cavs maybe push it back to 2-2, and then the
Okay.
Celtics do
Good.
everything else.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's what I
Yeah.
think. So the Knicks lead the series against the Pacers,
Hmm.
2-1. Um, do the Knicks win today? Because the Knicks are on today at 3:30.
I
Where's
think
my
they
line
do.
going?
I think they do. I think the Knicks take this game.
Oh, really? They go up
Yeah.
3-1?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Is that what's his name out?
I think Anunoby's out.
Is he? Then no, no, no. I'm switching that. I don't see them winning without him.
I don't know what to think about this series. I don't know how many games that $100,000 fine bought Carlisle. I totally believe it, by the way. No, I just don't know, and you know that that's the truth.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
I don't know how they're gonna divvy up that 100,000. Are they gonna go, hey, all right, we got $100,000 from Rick here. Which game do we give them? I don't know. I knew it was that last
Mhm,
one. I The thing with Indiana is I just don't think that there's a team in the NBA that can outwork a Tom Thibodeau coach team
mhm.
for a full game.
Yeah, I mean, because 'cause he'll always have his guys in position.
I think the fans leave, the players from each team goes to the locker room, and he's still on the court screaming.
Mhm.
"Ah, ah." Tom, the game ended 45 minutes ago. Like, they gotta put him in a glass case and just
Mhm.
wheel him off. That's how crazy Tom Thibodeau is, and I just don't think that you're gonna be able to keep up with that kind of intensity.
Yeah.
I The Pacers don't win this series. They're a
Mhm.
fine team.
Yeah.
Halliburton's good, but, you know, in a 2, 3-point game, you can't hide from the basketball.
No.
You
No.
gotta have 4 you gotta have 3 guys on the court that think they're all number 1s.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you right now, Josh Hart thinks he's a number 1.
Absolutely.
Not.
And even with the calls that the, Pacers were getting, the Knicks were right there. They were right there. The only reason why the score was what it was because they had an empty possession at the end that the, Pacers went down and scored, and then they fouled them, and then they scored again,
Yep.
free throws. So that's the only reason. Other than that, they were a basket away from tying that game up.
Yeah, and that's why I believe that New York's got it, but I'm just like every time it got a little, like, 7-point-ish, 5-point-ish New York lead, I was like, "Here comes a whistle." And I did
And
every
what
time.
happened? And what happened?
Oh, dude, it was great. I was like I actually convinced I was working that night. I bartend besides doing this, and, I actually convinced one of the patrons. I was like, "Hey, that whistle next to the Indiana player, that looks bigger than all the other whistles, doesn't it? Just a little bit?" I had him convinced. He's like, "They're using bigger whistles." It was great. It
Nice.
was great. So we got the Knicks over and Nuggets Wolves play today at 8 o'clock.
That's
So
gonna be a good game. I cannot wait to watch that game. and I have to be
Denver looks
asleep early
tired though, don't
because,
they?
what's that?
Denver kinda looks tired.
They
They
looked good
don't have the
last game.
youthful zest that I'm looking for.
Well, I mean,
They
yeah, I get that. I get that.
like, Jokic looks beat.
Mhm.
Murray doesn't look healthy. Porter Jr. isn't ready to take the reins as a leader.
No, 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 but he doesn't need to.
But if those guys are both tired, I need 30 from Porter Jr. I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
and I
it.
don't think you're gonna get 30 from Porter Jr. But
Yeah,
no,
I don't
I think
either.
they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. It see, that's gonna be a tough game today. What's that series? 2-1 now?
2-1.
You know?
2-1 as
I
well.
mean, if you don't win this, you go down 3-1. Then you have to win 3 in a row?
God,
That's tough.
there's no way the Wolves win
Is
tonight.
this a must win?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. There's
Must
no
win.
way. There's no way the Wolves win tonight. There's no way.
Mhm.
Heart of a champion. Heart of a champion, Denver Nuggets. There's no way the Wolves win tonight. There's no way. I wanna make it a bet your house, but I won't do that.
Yeah. It's tough because the T-Wolves are so good.
They
They
are
really
good.
are so good. So good. I
They're
don't
good.
know. I wanna say, uh, that, that the T-Wolves will lose tonight just for the fact that, if Denver does go down, 3 or yeah, 3-1, like, it's almost impossible to come back from that. It's been done, but only once by the Cavs against my Warriors. But
I just
anyways,
don't believe. Hey, you wanna relive
yeah,
that?
I know. I don't wanna relive that. I still wake up screaming.
I just no, I won't make it it's not a bet your house because bet your house we have to be sure it's still a bit of a
Yeah.
gamble.
Oh,
Okay, but
absolutely. Just because it's the T-Wolves and they're so damn good.
but I think the heart of the champion has to fight back a little bit more. And while
Mm,
we're on this topic, while we're still talking the NBA, I want to enlighten people with some factual information instead of clickbait. I don't enjoy clickbait. Because
no,
what it does is
absolutely
it's
not.
misinformation to fans. You waste your time, and we don't have all the. Listen, we're not going to live to be 1,000.
No, and, to me, you lose a little credibility with clickbait. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, a
well,
fan jumps to your channel to watch something thinking they're gonna get something, and they don't get it. That automatically puts a negative thought in their head when the next time they see a video of yours,
ESPN does it all the time.
you
I'm
know?
just going to get that out of the way.
Yeah, the only reason, but they can because they're ESPN,
That's right. So I'm
you
going to
know?
discredit them. I'm going to discredit them
Yeah.
right now. Anthony Edwards is 6'4". He is not Michael Jordan, who is 6'6".
Mhm.
Okay, there's a huge discrepancy in that athlete.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not even close, right?
Mhm.
The real reason that they're doing Anthony Edwards the next Michael Jordan is because Michael Jordan is still worth clicks.
Mhm. Oh,
He's worth
absolutely.
clicks. He's worth
Yes.
eyeballs. Where's the next Michael Jordan? He's greater than Waldo. I don't care where Waldo is. Show
Nope.
me where the next Michael Jordan is
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
But he's not the next Michael Jordan. In fact, I'll tell you who he is. Ready? He's the next prime. Prime was nasty. He's a prime Dwayne Wade.
Ooh, okay.
Dwayne Wade was 6'4". Dwayne
Mhm.
Wade took a fat, out of shape, uninterested Shaquille O'Neal to another championship
Yeah.
in Miami. By the way, Dwayne Wade has one of the highest percentages of on court in an NBA finals against the Mavericks. It's a stupid I think he's 1-2. He actually might be higher than Jordan's PR ever.
Mhm.
He dominated that Dallas Mavericks team. So when you're looking for a dominant it was cut short because of the knee. His
Yeah.
explosiveness
Yep.
went away. But if you're looking for a guy, I think he could be a better version of what a prime Dwayne Wade is. And if you don't believe me, there are highlights everywhere.
Mhm. See, I just think of him as being bigger than, Dwayne Wade. Not
Not as
height-wise, but, like, he is just he's a big boy for his age,
he
for
is, but
23
people
years
look at the
old.
rippling muscles, but Dwayne Wade was explosive.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah, I know, I get it. And and, Edwards is good at both ends too. He likes to
Mhm.
play defense too.
I mean, I think Dwayne would average 1.2 blocks a game,
Okay.
and he would give you, I think he was right behind, Allen Iverson, average of steals. He
Okay.
just looked smaller, but
Mhm.
he flew. And I'll tell you what, the highlight reels are he was awesome.
Mhm.
He was awesome. And he was a problem for the NBA
Mhm.
because the NBA's golden goose was LeBron,
Yeah.
even though Carmelo Anthony had the better statistical rookie year.
Mhm.
And the bigger problem was Dwayne Wade won the first championship. Well,
Yeah.
Jesus, our puzzle is all screwed up. I got pieces everywhere. No one who had Wade? Nobody. Otto
Nobody.
Marquette?
No.
Nobody? Nobody Wade?
No.
Good. No, so I don't think he's Michael Jordan. I do think that he's a better version of Dwayne Wade, and I think
Okay.
that's a fair comparison that all parties can live with.
Okay. That's solid. Solid. Speaking of Anthony Edwards, I know last week we were talking about his great game that he had. Uh, I mentioned that he was the first person since Kobe for back-to-back 40-point games. Let me expand on that. It was the first one since Kobe back-to-back 40-point games by a 23-year-old.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I mean, that's pretty damn good company right there too.
It helps being young, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It helps to
But
be young and youthful.
that team is solid all around though. That team is going they're gonna be good for the next few years. So
They are.
gotta watch out for
I
'em.
like that Towns is bought into being number 2.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
that's where he belongs.
Oh,
And you know
absolutely.
what? Just play to what you are. If you're number
Mhm.
2, be a number
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
right? Like, because if not, you're forever trying to be a number 1 and people know you're a fake Scottie Pippen.
Mhm.
No, but no one believes that Pippen's a number 1. He's out there
No.
trying to sell bourbon and tequila now and stuff like that. He's doing stuff that Michael Jordan did 10 years ago now. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan's like, "Yeah, bro, I don't wanna sell tequila anymore. I actually want my own NASCAR team."
Yeah.
It's
And
hilarious.
he was still wasn't a number 1 when he went to the Rockets.
No, he was never number 1. His
No.
best statistical year was the year that Michael left because he had to shoulder all the burden.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
did you win a title, man? Because it was the same
Mhm.
team. You didn't win a title.
No.
Speaking of another number 1, Tom Brady did a Netflix special.
Oh,
It's the
yes.
talk of the internet.
Mhm.
Guys and dolls are talking about it everywhere. But why would Tom Brady allow his coaches and his peers and all these people to publicly make fun of him,
I know.
roast
That I
style?
wondered the same thing.
I think I have the answer why.
Okay, alright. Enlighten us.
Yeah, Tom Brady did the Netflix special to pull himself out of the ivory tower that the public kinda holds him in. Oh, he's an NFL quarterback, graduate from Michigan. He had a supermodel wife, all these Super Bowls, best coach of all time, arguably. Wow, what a great, perfect life. And this is an ivory tower, perception that the public has of him, and they might still have of NFL's
Mhm.
favorite child. Let's face it, he got some calls down the road and he knows he did. Okay. But it's important to show everyone that he can take a ribbing. I think that's really important before you're going to become the voice of our gridiron gospel on Sundays. You gotta be one of us. You can't be
Okay.
one of them. And you're
Mhm.
still one of them. You're still elite. You don't even have any fat underneath your chin, Tom. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And I think it was very important for him to come down and tailgate, if you will.
Okay.
Have a beer with everybody else.
Mhm.
Have that little bit of fat. Look like you're one of us. I think it was very important for the image and for his commentary going forward. What do you think of my opinion?
I I think that's good. I mean, I didn't think of it that way. Um, actually, that makes sense. It really does. I had nothing. I had no idea why he would do it. It's I was beside myself. I really was. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, but I was like, why would this guy do it? Why? But I mean, it makes good sense. It makes really good sense. So he's more of a common guy,
Works
so
for
you can
everybody.
relate to him more.
Bill's looking for work outside of football, but they don't think his personality is good. Well, what if he takes shots at me?
Yeah.
And by the way, it brings
Yeah.
me down, right? And
Hmm.
it will bring all these guys out onto the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. I like where that was going.
Yeah, so that was what I kind of thought about that. Everybody sits down and go, "Oh, the jokes," and listen, the jokes are great, but
The jokes were phenomenal.
they're written
What's
by
her name?
comic.
Nikki Glazer. Oh, it was freaking great.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was great.
well, even Grok knows me know that no money, not real
Oh, that
money.
was funny.
Oh my god, that killed.
Yeah,
That
the joke about
killed.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the joke about Bitcoin is really funny. I just think that that's the only reason why you would do it. The only reason you would take or allow yourself to be taken shots at is if it would benefit you afterward in your
Mhm.
afterlife.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Tom did it. I think that, everybody got together. Listen, it wasn't all comfortable. Kraft was
No.
there,
Oh, yeah.
Belichick was there, Tom was there, Bledsoe was there. I mean,
Mhm.
everybody was
Bledsoe,
there.
I loved the whole Bledsoe thing. That was great. That
It
really
was.
was. Fuck you, Tom.
Yeah, and
You
you know
know?
what, though? And but what was interesting, though, is that fucks were allowed.
Yeah,
That
absolutely. Yeah.
more commoner, right? More
Yeah.
we didn't tiptoe around the curse words. That was very
Mhm.
interesting and, kind of highlighted as well. They didn't hide.
Mhm.
They
No.
brought the
No.
football tone, and at the same time, Tom told some of his jokes too, and I
Mhm.
just thought it was very, you know, it was very Dean Martin almost,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
right? "Oh, Dean, you're a drunk," while he sat there
Yeah.
with the glass in his hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
"Oh, yeah, am I? Yeah, and I'm gonna have a drink too, how about that?" It was,
Yeah, the thing I watched some, interviews, with, Nikki Glazer and stuff afterwards, and she was saying as comics they kinda got together was like, Robert Kraft is kinda off limits and, like the whole massage stuff, it's more like his father figure, let and the kids, we're not gonna bring his kids into it. So the comics kinda got together and put some boundaries up. There was rumors that Tom set some boundaries, but that was false. She said
okay.
Tom set no boundaries. She said us as comics kind of got together and we talked and said, all right, we're not going to do this stuff, this stuff, this stuff. And then of course Jeff Ross, he goes kind of off script and was checked about it,
So, by the roasts have rules everywhere. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I've done stand-up, Greg knows this.
Absolutely.
I know a couple famous guys. I'm not gonna name drop, we're friends off camera. Um, but, guys that they have certain rules. So for instance, Charlie Sheen, the roast of Charlie Sheen. One of the off limits for him, he set this rule, was, jokes about his mom.
Hmm.
He always his mother was supposed to be kept silent, right? Like
Okay.
his father, you could take shots at his father, but his father had a rule for the family, never bring mom into anything.
Into it. Gotcha.
And to
Okay.
anything, right? And one of
Hmm.
the comics did this great joke, and it was, "Hey, you know where to find Charlie Sheen if you're looking for Charlie Sheen, he's in a casino or he's having a smoke or whatever. That's what he does. If you're looking for Martin, he's looking for his next acting gig at the age of 80. But if you're looking for his mother, she'll never be found." And that was the joke.
Yeah.
And Charlie Sheen just slow clapped it. Like, he just kinda slow clapped it because 'cause they're going over
Hmm.
the jokes ahead of the roast.
Yeah.
And he slow clapped it, and he's like, "That's a really good joke."
Yeah.
He's like, "Unfortunately, it's not gonna be used." And they said, "Well, why?" He goes, "Because we're not even gonna mention that I have a mother."
My mother. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure she'll get great mention on Mother's Day, which is today. I mean,
Not today.
she's got candy flowers, she's got the greatest life right now. But
Mhm,
as far as, certain people, certain things are off limits, yes.
mhm. Okay. Alright. And I kinda figured that there would be. I figured Tom would put limits up about Robert Kraft, about his kids. But he didn't. He said everything was open, everything, was on the table. So, but I thought it was really nice for the comics to kind of get together and say, all right, these are the stuff that's going to be off limits. We all agree with this. Let's keep it at that. And that was very tasteful for them to do that. Because we all don't want to hear uncomfortable things about that kiss again with his kid, like
They all want to work too again, by the way.
I mean, by the way, his kid is autistic. So like, that everybody fails to mention that, to me, for people that don't know, my girlfriend has 2 special needs kids. So when I seen that picture of him kissing his autistic son, that touched me. That touched my heart. A lot of people started roasting him because of it and stuff. So I didn't see it like that. So I really appreciate the comics seeing what I seen and saying we're not going to talk about that.
Well, I mean, they want to take comics are all about taking fair shots, and that's not a fair shot. I'll
No,
take
it's
a
not.
shot.
No,
But like,
but
what am I gonna do? Take a shot at your kid and the 80-year-old man?
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It's like,
that's
come on. Yeah, yeah,
it's like, come on. By the way, I would like to work in this industry again
yeah. Absolutely. I know.
because Tom's got enough clout now to where I might
Uh,
not be able to.
oh yeah, yeah. He's not a
You know?
Clinton where you disappear,
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, he's got
but
he's got everyone
yeah,
on the phone.
everybody.
All right, so
For people that didn't see the roast of Tom Brady, I highly, highly recommend you guys watch it. I was literally crying in parts. I was laughing so hard.
oh, and for those of you that want to give me your Netflix code, I will trade you another service code because I have everything but Netflix.
But Netflix.
So I would like to watch it. I just need a code. Text Jack or send a message on here. Jack needs
Send a
codes.
message. Get the code to Jack. He's
Yeah.
deprived of
Get the
watching it.
get the code. Yeah, I have been deprived. I've commented on it. I know why he did it. I know, Tom.
Yeah.
I know why he did it. But I don't have the codes. Last but not least, I want to bring this up because this guy's kind of a bit of a clown. Austin Rivers.
I was gonna say, can I actually
Go ahead. You bring us home.
Listen, Jack and I usually text each other right before the show starts just to go over some brief topics we want to go over. I've been running around a lot this morning. That's why we started off late, was because of me.
No, don't do that.
But
I'm under the weather.
we usually go over what topics we're going to go over, and he wanted to go over NBA, of course. I said let's go over some rookie mini camp news, and I totally wasn't thinking about this, and until like 15 minutes ago, I'm like, crap, I want to talk about the Austin Rivers stuff.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
so glad you brought this up.
All right.
I'm so glad you brought this up because the stuff that him and Ryan Clark were going back and forth on would make anybody get ticked off, whichever sport you belong to. I love this debate. I love this topic. So I'm glad I get to discuss it with Jack.
All right.
We have not talked about this, by the way. So Jack and I, our opinion and what we think of each other's opinion, this is going to be live. We have no clue what each other thinks about this.
That's true.
All right, I set it up. You go with yours, and then I'll come in with mine.
All right. So Austin Rivers said that 30 NBA players could easily play in the NFL.
Easily.
I know. I don't think he meant that. But this is one of the slowest news weeks in sports in all of the year. And I think it's a silly enough comment to get airplay, which we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he meant it. But I believe the greatest guy to bring in and ask this truth would be one, Julius Peppers. Because Julius Peppers played real big-time basketball in the ACC at North Carolina. He came off the bench because the starters included, ahead of him, a Rasheed Wallace, an Antoine Jameson, and your Vince Carter.
Yeah.
I couldn't get on the court. Sorry, not good enough. He was the sixth man. Played real minutes at North Carolina. Like, this was no BS. He played.
Yeah.
Julius Peppers had a decision. And by the way, also at North Carolina, he played defensive end. He went on and he pursued an NFL career because he was lucky enough and athletic and gifted enough to be able to choose. He was going to the
Mhm.
NBA.
Mhm.
He would have been second round, but he was going. Didn't play enough. But he ended up to being a defensive end for the Carolina Panthers. He's in the Hall of Fame, all that other good
Yeah,
stuff.
great NFL player.
I think that I think it's I think the NFL is a tougher business. So, yeah, could you play could basketball players be NFL players? Yeah, they could. But I don't believe that NBA players have to put in as much strength conditioning. Okay, like if Brandon Ingram wanted to be great, I think he could. But I look at his arms, I know he hasn't spent enough time in the gym. I look at his eyes and I know he shows up to the game half stoned. And he still gets $20 million.
Mhm.
Would a player like that be able to do that in the NFL? No, knocked out.
Mhm.
I just I believe that you have to attend these these involuntary camps just to get your body used to getting hit. Tom Brady, we just talked about. He's the greatest of all time. And he played all these years and he's going to the Hall of Fame, definitely. But we talk about it because of longevity
Mhm.
and Super Bowls, but he's played forever. But no one talks about Frank Gore's longevity. Like Frank Gore played, what was it, 16 seasons?
Right
16
there behind
seasons,
me.
many of them in San
Behind me.
Francisco. Huh?
Behind me.
Yeah,
Behind me. Right there.
yeah.
Frank Gore signed jersey. Right there
Oh,
behind
it's
me.
fine. That's pretty.
Yep.
But
Yep. Third all-time rusher. Third.
my
Third on the list.
third on the list. And after he was a great 49er, he became a great journeyman. But
Mhm.
the difference between him and Tom Brady is Tom Brady, the quarterback, doesn't really get hit. Their job isn't to get hit. Frank
Mhm.
Gore will get hit on every single play. So I think his longevity is a little bit more impressive than Tom's. By the
Oh,
way, Tom,
absolutely.
you would agree. A
Mhm.
man that gets hit every play and plays the same amount of years as you did, you'd sit there and you take your hat off. You go, you know what? He's getting hit every play. And he was still worth 4.2 yards a carry.
Mhm.
So Frank wasn't just hanging out, by the way. Austin Rivers was a fine NBA player, but would he want to dedicate himself to the equipment that he would need to further himself in the NFL?
Mhm.
I think the answer is no. I think the NFL is a 7-day a week grind. I think
Mhm.
NBA players could take days off, even when they're not taking days off.
Mhm.
What do you think?
I agree. I agree for the most part. Uh, just to let everybody know, when you play one NFL game, they say it's an equivalent of getting into your car, driving into a brick wall, driving your car into a brick wall. That is what your body goes through after playing one NFL game.
We're not suggesting try this, by the way.
No, not at all. If you want to play in NFL, I'm not saying get in your car and drive your car 60 miles an hour
I'm
into
just
a
being
brick wall.
careful.
you
Just
know,
being careful. I'm like, you
we don't
just
want
told
any
me to
legal
drive into a brick
repercussions
wall.
here.
Mom's everywhere. Like, I'm not driving my son to a brick wall to get him ready.
Listen, I'm just simply stating that's what their body goes through. So yeah, let's face it. Most NBA players can't. Their body would never go through it. Let me see here. We got our first comment here of the day here. NBA players today have no idea what grind means. That's the truth too. They take days off when they want to. They take games off when they want to. But back to my point. Um, Ryan Clark said it the best when him and they were going back and forth. Him and Austin
Austin Reeves.
us
Rivers.
Rivers. Thank you. I wanted to say Austin Powers. But anyways, that's how much of a joke this is to me.
Yeah.
Uh, now, don't get me wrong. Can a LeBron James play? Could a Shaq played? Absolutely. There is exceptions to the rule. If they started out playing football instead of basketball when they were younger, absolutely, I agree. There is a lot. a handful, not even a lot, a handful of NBA players that I strongly believe that could. But Ryan Clark said it the best. You in the NFL, it's not just the physicality that you have; it is the mental callus that you need to build up over time. He goes in practice. Can you get hit the first, second, third time, get back up, no problem. He goes, because when I see your 6'8" ass coming across the middle, he goes, I'm splitting you in half. He said, can you do that on the 6th, 7th time? He goes, I'm going to say no, you can't. There's a
Yeah.
mental callus that football players get over time. When you're doing the Oklahoma drill, do you want to stick your nose in that? When you're playing last man on the mountain, do you want to be in there? He goes, every football player wants to be in there.
Yeah, it's not a question. I think Austin Rivers was probably talking about athleticism.
And being an athlete, yes, I totally agree. They're athletically, they are good, but there's so much more that goes into football than being an athlete.
But he didn't bracket it well enough.
No.
Right? He left himself, and you know what? I think Austin Rivers is smart. I think he left it open to interpretation. I think he did this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I really think, he gave us a gift that we're using, right? When you
Oh,
create
absolutely.
a
Absolutely.
rule for flopping, the NBA has created an era of wussies. Yeah, that's absolutely
It's
true.
true. Let's see. We got a couple more from him. LeBron went last, he said.
Hold on. So
Physical
we got him on here.
stature
I
only
got a guy
part of
that would last. I got a player that would last that could transition from the NBA to the NFL right now. Josh Hart. Whoa.
Okay.
Josh Hart go to the NFL right now because he plays like he's in the NFL. He
Mm-hmm.
plays like he's in the NFL. He'll break your arm if you think you're going to grab a rebound over him. He averages 15 rebounds in the playoffs right now, and he's 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
He's a monster in New York. Like, he's a real problem. No one wants to deal with him. He's got the shoulders of a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Tough
Josh
as
Hart
nails.
could tough as nails. Is that what he said?
Yep. Yep.
Tough as nails. Josh Hart will bust your head open. Look, and it's what you said, Greg. The mental callus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, LeBron, I don't believe he's never really.
Oh, no.
had that.
I'm not saying that LeBron that we know, yes, he doesn't have the mental callus to play in the NFL now. I'm saying if he would have started out when he was younger, most of these NBA players, I don't think there's one NBA player that could go from the NBA and play in the NFL. I just don't think that's
You
that.
don't think Josh Hart could go?
No, I just don't. I think you get popped 4 or 5 times, he's done. He
I
checks
know,
out.
but
He's gonna check out. These
he does
guys,
the popping.
these guys hit you. They don't say it because they're not allowed to say it, but they hit you to kill you.
Yeah, no, I get it, but he does a lot of popping himself. I think he'd make it.
Yeah, he could play in the Jordan era. No, you're definitely right. He could have.
What? Oh,
Now,
Hart.
some of those guys might have been able to play the NBA.
Yeah, Charles Oakley would have been able to.
You know what I mean? Like some of those guys
Likeable
were
clamp. Are we
nasty.
talking about? Okay, yes. All right. I just want to make sure that we're talking about Josh Hart. He just wrote,
Yep.
Hart
Yeah.
delivers the blows. Dude, like,
Mhm.
Hart, it doesn't even mess with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'll play. Look at DiVincenzo's not scary. Brunson thinks he is. Josh Hart really is. He's the Oakley of that team. He's muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Barkley
Barkley
could.
definitely could have. Absolutely. Barkley was a football player on the basketball court.
Yeah, because Barkley was
He
only
really
like 6'5"
was.
himself.
What's that?
Barkley was only like 6'5" himself.
Yeah, and he was an an athlete for a big guy. He really was for back then. He could definitely step out on the football.
He learned all his good stuff from Moses Malone. That was another guy you wouldn't want to mess with. Like,
Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
everybody from the bad
A
boy
mailman.
Pistons probably could have moved on to play
Nate
the NFL.
Robinson, or wait, no, was that his name? Nate Robinson or the general?
But it's a different athlete, though, right? The NBA wants a long, thin, lanky athlete. That's what they want you looking at on the court, right? Like, there are no Davis brothers walking around, Antonio and Dale from Indiana. Remember those guys, likable clam?
Mhm.
Daryl Dawkins, monster dude, right? Like,
Yeah.
there are none of these guys that look like they should be, entering bodybuilding competitions anymore in the NBA. They're gone.
Mhm.
Maybe the
Yeah.
most is like Zion when he's in shape.
Yeah, when he's in shape, and if he can get in shape, that he
Well,
could
when
be a
he's not
big dude.
putting buffets out of order, he's doing all right. Hockey players in shorts. Yeah, hockey players,
Well,
hockey
if
players.
that's what you like, hockey players in shorts, who are we to say anything, Claps?
Well, I mean, I'm telling you what, that's what our first calendar is gonna be. It's gonna be
Us and
hockey play it's gonna be
hockey
the
players in
torso.
shorts.
Yeah, it'll just be the torso of hockey players and the shorts and the blades. Would you buy it? That'd be fun. That'd be wild. But yeah, I don't really think he meant any of this, to be quite honest. I
No,
think he gave us
do you have anybody in mind that you think that would let's say you can go they could go back in time and start playing football. Do you have anybody that you think could have transitioned into a great player that we're talking about now?
um I think Deion Sanders could have played
Today's NBA though.
I think Deion Sanders could have played any sport he wanted to.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I'm talking today's NBA, today's game.
Today's NBA, who could transition from the NFL?
No, you transition into the NFL if they decided to start to play football at a younger age.
I mean, Josh Hart for sure.
Hmm.
I mean, that's a no-brainer to me. Um, maybe Siakam because he's so long.
Hmm.
Um, Jokic. Jokic's an
Oh,
O lineman.
absolutely. Yeah,
He's an O
absolutely.
line, or is he's a center.
Center, he could. You could. I mean, with his athleticism, you could even put him in out there in tight end.
He's just a big ogre. He doesn't even
Yeah,
want to. Yeah, tight
yeah,
end maybe. Yeah,
yeah.
maybe too tall, but get out scratching me, right? He's just that kind of guy. He's
Hmm.
angry. I mean, I don't think Doncic is too much of a baby for me.
Yeah, yeah. You
I think,
can't be paper.
yeah, somebody crack his ribs and he'd be done. But Jokic for sure. Um, maybe because the lineage, Domantas Sabonis,
Okay.
guys like that, I think would really, really transition because now you're talking about they almost play the NBA like it's the NFL.
Hmm.
They do a little extracurricular activity. Some guys play a certain way.
Hmm.
Um, but you have to be able to you can't be looking for calls because the NFL is going to give you no calls.
No, no.
So, in my humble opinion, I just think it was something to get us talking before these OTAs, these rookie mini camps open up because we've
Hmm.
got nothing right now. We've got nothing from the NFL. So what he did was he was smart enough to compare the NBA and the NFL. We've got NBA playoffs going on right now. We've got
Hmm.
NFL rookie camps about to open, and it bridges the two
Gotcha.
sports.
Okay. All right.
You know, I want to talk about the only. Let me shift real quick because I do want to talk about the team. In Major League Baseball that through, I think it's 40, 41 games, which is a good portion of the season so far, has the best record, and that's your Philadelphia Phillies, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah. Philadelphia Phillies, baby. They look like a beer league softball team. Beards and long hair, and all they do is slug the ball out into the outfield. They're right.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
coming to your town, they're taking your wives, and they're taking their wins. That's what the Phillies are doing. On the
Hmm.
road, I think they're 14-5. They're unstoppable right now. Castellanos, Bryce Harper had 3 games in a row where he had 3 home run games, and one of them was a grand slam.
Nice. Nice.
I mean, if you think 5 runs is gonna be enough,
Hmm.
enjoy your day. The Phillies are playing absolute lights out. Somebody said the other day, I hate like people that, throw water on a fire. Let the fire go up by itself.
Hmm.
I hate water on the fire, people. Oh, but the forest will burn down. Yeah, maybe. You've never been there
Hmm.
long enough, okay? But they go, oh, well, the Phillies won't play this good all season. Well, maybe they won't, but can we just, celebrate the fact that they're doing it now? If it was the Yankees, you'd be throwing a parade already.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You'd be talking championship. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
28. Oh, it's in the
Yeah.
bag. We got the
Yeah.
best, right? All this other garbage.
Absolutely.
Can
Yeah.
we just celebrate the fighting Phils and the
Mhm.
fanatics? Let's just be fanatics for once, right?
And what is a fanatic?
I don't know, but I am right now. I'm a
Okay.
Phillies guy.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
I'm really excited. They're a fun team to watch. They're not. That's the other thing too. Sometimes you get a really good team
Mhm.
that's really boring.
Yeah.
They are not. They are fireworks every night. They are
Mhm.
keg stands. They are 3 cheerleaders, right? They are doing all the things. They're a Motley Crue concert is what they
Oh,
are.
wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're
Listen.
tuning in, right? Tommy Lee's taking 4 girls in the bag, right? We're drinking beers every night. That's the Phillies right now.
Uh,
I just
okay.
got some Braves fans to convert.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen.
I don't
That's not
care.
gonna happen.
I don't care.
Otani's doing incredible things over in the Dodgers, if we're talking about baseball.
Yeah, I just wanna talk about I just wanted to
Unbelievable. Like that guy there. What did he have? What injury did he have last year?
he had a bit of an elbow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was full Tommy Johns, but he had a
Hmm.
little elbow issue.
Yeah, and I know what he can't pitch right now, but his hitting, what he's doing right now, is absolutely incredible. First across the board on pace percentage, with home runs. I think he at one point. I don't know if he still has it or not. Uh, uh, I forget what he's doing great things.
I just at the end, I just wanted to give some credence to baseball because baseball is what we're gonna have in the summer.
Yeah, yeah,
So and
yeah.
it's fine.
Until training camp starts.
We'll be able to feather in football and
Yeah.
other sports as they wind up or
Hmm.
begin. But I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna have a baseball story all the time. Otani's playing fantastic. If Otani keeps up this pace, you guys could stick in the chat. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If Otani pick keeps up at this pace, is he the best all time?
I mean, you kind of have to think about it. I mean, the
It's
guy's
starting to creep a little bit.
and especially when he could start pitching again. When he could
Yep.
start pitching, like, are you kidding me? He could do it all.
I think he had a stretch last year where he pitched like a game, obviously, he pitched the night before and he only gave up 2 runs.
Mhm.
Then he had 6 RBIs the next night. Then he had no, this happened. Then
No,
he had
it's
5
it's incredible. I'm just laughing because it's incredible what he's doing. Like, you kn I've been I'm 48 years old. I've never heard of this.
he had 5 RBIs the night after. The night after that, he only had 3 RBIs, but it was like the
Mhm.
game-winning RBIs.
Yeah.
And then he pitched the night after and only gave up 2 runs and got another win. Like,
Mhm.
the guy could take a week off if he wants. Like, if any
Yeah.
athlete wants and you know what the thing is, though? Is all the things I've heard about him is when he shows up to events, he finds all the kids and signs for them.
That's awesome. That's great. I love to hear stuff like that. Love to
He
hear it.
signs for them. He hangs out with them. He's like, "Oh, yes," like because he thinks he's a big, I just hit the baseball.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't really, yeah, sure, oh, sure. Yeah, I'll take pictures."
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in himself.
Mhm.
This is the guy that was willing to forego all of his paycheck till he was retired. He just likes playing baseball. They're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, that's
that's it.
illegal." He's like, "Wait, that's illegal."
Can't
They
do
go, "Yeah,
that.
you have to take a percentage because to play as far as the bargaining agreement goes." He goes, "Oh, okay, well, just give me the lowest percentage and then just let me hit and play for the Dodgers."
I just wanna play. I just wanna play. That's it
He's
that's it.
awesome.
That's all
He
he wants
really
to
is.
do.
"Oh, Tawny." It sounds like an Oklahoma play. He likes putting a cowboy hat on too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, my White Sox won a couple in a row, so
Oh my god, they've got the
still
most
bottom
talent.
feeders.
They don't have the most
Still bottom
talent.
feeders, but,
They've
you
got
know,
an abundance of talent, and they just keep losing games.
I don't get it. I really, really don't. I don't know who to put the blame on. I don't know if it's the manager's fault, if it's the players not doing it when they're supposed to. I have no clue. I'm just so disgusted with them. I just seen that I gave up on them, and then like 3 days in a row, 2 days in a row, I looked on my ESPN app. I'm like, "Oh, crap, they won. Oh, they won again."
I thought, I thought it was I was talking to some patron the other day, and he was like, I was like, "Hey, you're from Chicago. Um, you know, Cubs or White Sox?" It's a good question.
Mhm.
And he went, "Oh, White Sox." I go, "Oh, you're a real fan because you got not much to cheer
Yeah.
for. Not nothing,
No,
but
not much. We have nothing to cheer for. Nothing.
well, that's not true. I posted that picture of Bo Jackson and Frank Thomas together, and you could just reprint that on a T-shirt
I
and just
could
walk.
and just relive my old memories.
It's fine.
Frank Thomas is the reason why I became a White Sox fan, by the way. I
I
just
loved him. The
loved
big
him.
hurt.
He was awesome. He was great. That's the reason, like I said, that's the reason why I became a White Sox fan was because of him.
All right, on this Super Sunday, do we have anything else before we take it out of
Yeah.
here?
Let's see here. A little update on Niners rookie minicamp because I do spend a lot of time watching Niners stuff. Pearsall is looking good coming out of his routes, nice and crisp. It does look like the 4-4-1 40 that he ran is transitioning, which they were
Okay.
wondering if it would or not. Supposedly, our second round pick, Green, uh, I can't remember his first name, but the corner out of Florida State was looking really good.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, he was moving guys around. He wasn't afraid to get his nose put in there. Um, the number one rookie, though, that they said is looking the best, and he's looking like a man out there, is Malachi is his name. He is a safety. Uh, they said he's looking nasty out there. He's looking like an alpha male. So
Oh, all right.
yeah, so I'm excited to hear that because we lost a little bit of that when Jimmy Ward left, that
Yeah.
little alpha male in the backfield. So I hope this does come in and he does end up playing well. Um, I don't think he'll end up being the starter though. One, he's a rookie. Two is we got Hufanga coming back, so off his ACL injury. So that's going to shore up that safety position. He's just going to be there for depth. But it's good to know that the future safety's in good hands there.
All right. Greg, where real quick, where can we find you on YouTube for more
You
Niners
can find me
information
at
all
Old
season?
Gamer GK. I will be doing a lot more Niners videos of my own in the back. Um, Now, for you that have stopped in at my YouTube channel and those that might stop in right now, within the next day, I am having the whole thing redesigned. I hired a graphic designer to go in and redo my whole YouTube page. So jump in the next day or two, check it out, see what you guys think, leaving a comment on whatever video, what you guys think of the new setup. You can always see every one of our podcasts over there on YouTube. So
Like, share, and subscribe to everything Greg just told you. I am Jack Neary, Fantasy Farm Sports. Greg comes in and pops in and gives us great ideas over there as well. He also, I believe he'll be writing a few articles or blogs and stuff for
absolutely,
us.
we I will be. I will
I
be
think coming up this
definitely be
season.
doing that.
Look at if you guys are looking for memorabilia or not memorabilia, but 49er information. Greg's really the guy. It's not ESPN, it's not Fansided, it's not any of those publications. Greg knows his stuff inside and out. You're gonna get honest, forthright conversation and information from the old gamer GK, Greg
Good
Kratzer.
or bad, I give you my honest opinion. Good
And
or
that's what we
bad,
want. Yeah,
and
we want good and bad.
another thing that separates me from just these news guys is I like to come at you guys with a story. I try to find a story, some type of story in the background that's going on, something I could tell you guys that the mainstream isn't telling you guys. So
And you could find me right
right
there.
there, guys, don't forget when you do look Jack up on Fantasy Farm Sports, that is one word: Fantasy Farm Sports.
Yeah, Fantasy Farm Sports. That's on YouTube. That's on TikTok. We have a .com, fantasyfarmsports.com. We will be having memorabilia and I'm selling koozies right now. I'm selling stickers. I've got memorabilia on the way. It'll be signed
Mhm.
and we're headed north with all that
Nice.
information. We look to see you guys there and every other Sunday.
Mhm. I also have merch. You can find my merch on my merch store on Twitch. There's a link in there. I will get a link posted somewhere on here. I have some merch with my old logo on it. I have merch with my new logo. O Gamer GK brand. So yeah, we have everything from shoes to totes to notebooks to clothes, water bottles, you name it, we got it.
All right. We
All
will
right,
see
that's
you
about
guys.
it. You got anything else for this week?
No,
Or
I that's all I got on this Sunday. It's been a little
Mhm.
it not necessarily slow, but we've got enough great information out to everybody.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. With the slow news week, I think we brought forth a pretty good news program for you.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Everybody have a great Mother's Day.
We love our mothers.
Absolutely, you gotta love the mothers.
All right, not bad. I really like